what I've noticed about depression, loneliness in my own journey and in others near to me is sometimes it's as simple as a very small perspective shift, whether that's stepping outside, whether that's saying yes to come to an activity or a program, and then you're just in a whole new world.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting at a table with people you didn't think you would be. You're on an outing. And I know that sometimes getting from here to there is challenging for some individuals. But we're here to say yes.
Yeah.
Come to the programs.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we are here with SilverKite again. And we just got a chance to meet Jen, who is our founder. But Jen, I want to start off, we've got the SilverKite team here with us. And I want to basically, first of all, Jen, start off with you. Tell me a little bit about your story and how SilverKite came to be. What's your mission and vision for this organization?
Thank you for asking, Suzanne. So I am originally from Iowa. And when I was 3 years old, my mother caught me in my room with two dolls, one named Purple and one named Orange, and they were talking to each other, and I had voices for both of them happening. So my mother decided to enroll me in theater classes at the local community college. So thus began a lifetime of arts engagement when I was really young.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was quite special. So when I got to middle school, I started having health problems as I entered puberty, and I lost my hair. And I also was having a really hard time digesting food. And so I lost a lot of weight, was very thin and bald at age 11. So if you can imagine, that was a very difficult time in my life. I was bullied quite extensively during my middle school years and into high school. But during all of that time, I kept going to theater classes. I kept acting. I kept going there. And I was part of a community there that helped me to regain my confidence and my self-esteem. And it was a very powerful thing for me. So when I went off to college and started thinking about how the heck did I make it through this really difficult time, I realized that it was the arts that was the thing that kept me going, and helped me to recover myself during that difficult time. And so then I started looking at, okay, cool, this was an amazing thing for me to experience. What can I do to help others who may be engaging or having a similar kind of thing happen to them? And so thus began my career in looking at arts education and arts engagement. And I fell into intergenerational programs in 1999 when I was working on my master's degree. And a colleague and I were creating a curriculum for 4th and 5th graders about immigration that was social science and theater combined. And my colleague said, why don't we bring in some older adults from the community into the classroom to share their stories with the students about their immigration experience? And so we did that. And when I first saw this connection happening between these older adults and the youth, and was reminding myself about the great relationship I had with my own grandparents, it opened up a new door to me in thinking about how the arts can be a service to people in the community at large. So that is how I got started in thinking about intergenerational programs. And SilverKite, sort of after a few other jobs and other things, kind of developed from there.
Yeah. Fabulous. And then obviously you started SilverKite.
I did.
And such an amazing thing, especially in today's times when we're, you talk about, purple and orange.
Yes.
And then you talked about the fact of bringing in, immigrants to tell their stories.
Yes.
You've really been working with differences.
Yes.
And felt different as well as a human being. You had the real experience of, those types of feelings. you probably recognize the things that are going on in the country today, obviously. What a blessing it is that you have things to unify people and to come together. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issues in our country right now and in the world in general is social isolation and loneliness. Yeah. And SilverKite intentionally works towards addressing those issues. A few years ago, the Surgeon General put out a report talking about how social isolation and loneliness were akin to smoking 15 cigarettes a day as the impact those conditions have on mental and physical health. So there's a lot, and additional research has come out since then. So there's really a need, especially in this post-COVID world where we were told to stay away from people for quite some time. And so we've become even more isolated from each other.
Sure.
Yeah. So our work is really intending on addressing those issues and using the arts as a tool for connection, both to self and to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting when you say that, because obviously right now, with COVID and what's happened, we're just discovering now the damage that was done for so many seniors that were isolated.
Yes.
And a lot of the mental health issues that are resulting. I don't think we've even begun to really see what has happened through that.
And I think that's also true for youth as well.
Absolutely.
And the Surgeon General's report came out sort of pre-COVID, or right at the end, quote unquote, of the pandemic. And so a lot of the results of that isolation that happened as part of the pandemic hasn't really come out yet, exactly as you were saying.
Yeah. And I'm going to introduce to our audience McKenzie and Mollia, and both you guys, we're going to talk to you in the next two segments. But tell me a little bit about the mission and vision for what you do.
Well, in relation to what we're talking about here, speaking to the effects of loneliness and isolation on, so I work in our intergenerational programs, just to clarify too, but I see that it's a huge impact on mental well-being, and having somebody being able to build those communication skills with people that maybe you don't always get the opportunity to connect with,
or understand.
Yeah. You're building active listening skills. You're building confidence, as Jen mentioned. You're building empathy within yourself to understand your own stories and your own life experience, as well as those around you. And yeah, as we come out of a COVID world, I think there's fear around that, and there's discomfort around that. And as we grow into these more separated ideologies or perspectives, we can find a lot more similarities and bridges between generations, between different types of people in a variety of senses. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah. Mollia?
Yes, well, Jen's story inspired me to understand my own even more, which is that I think I was born with a superpower that I didn't know I had, but I just did it, which is whenever life brought obstacles, I turned to the arts. And they just ended up being the healing arts, but they were always just the arts.
Right.
And the arts are what has sort of like a portal I could always enter. And that has, and still to this day, that's what I'm doing. And so to be able to work at an organization that is always inviting people and creating opportunities and inviting people to create opportunities for people to enter that portal. Because what I've noticed about depression, loneliness in my own journey and in others near to me is sometimes it's as simple as a very small perspective shift, whether that's stepping outside, or whether that's saying yes to come to an activity or a program, and then you're just in a whole new world.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting at a table with people you didn't think you would be. You're on an outing, and I know that sometimes getting from here to there is challenging for some individuals, but we're here to say yes.
Yeah.
Come to the programs.
Yeah. And you know, when I'm sitting here looking at Chateau Retirement's logo here, who's amazing here, the bringing you together. But I know that it's a big step for a senior to want to move into a community. Mm-hmm. And there's that feeling of, will I fit in? Mm-hmm. Will I be included? Will I be liked? And in a sometimes very vulnerable time of life, if they need a higher degree of care, things like that, I can only imagine a program like yours where you're embracing them for things they can do, and it's almost can be an equal ground in many cases. Is that correct?
That's the intention, particularly in our intergenerational programs, is to create opportunities where everyone is an expert because they are. Yeah. Everyone has something to learn and something to teach. So we create our programs intentionally so that everyone is on a quote unquote equal playing field, and embrace suggestions and ideas from everyone, and help everyone in the program to be successful and feel good about what they've done.
Yeah. And to add to that, I think too, we go in with and we set the intention in very specific ways that this is not about your end product. This is not about being perfect. This is about exploration and finding something fun to do with somebody else in connection, collaboration.
And it's uplifting. Yes, it's an activity that lifts people up. Yes. And there's no wrong answers. There's no condemnation in anything. It's all about, being free and authentic. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's the amazing thing.
And I think one of the things that we've been talking about quite a lot is the idea of belonging, right? Yeah. And part of that, of belonging in a community or belonging to yourself or your family, is about being seen and heard. Yeah. And so our programs really focus on that. We hear you, we see you, we embrace you, we believe in you and your creativity, and you are welcome here.
Yeah, that is so amazing. So obviously you've been doing these programs, Jen, for a long time. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what you've learned through these processes.
Wow, a lot of things. I am a lifelong learner, and I'm infinitely curious about things and how we can help people foster empathy and grow their socio-emotional learning in all stages of life and encourage play. Mm-hmm. And I think for myself, I learn from the teaching artists every day. I learn from our staff members every day who bring their own creativity and amazing stories and contributions to our work. The work and the things that I've learned, it really has ignited for me a passion to keep learning and keep doing and keep moving. Yeah, I see my parents are in their 80s, and I am watching them age and seeing how they're engaging in the world. And my father in particular is insane. He's out running around all the time, and he's incredible, and playing mahjong and just always doing new things to keep himself growing. And I think the work that we do encourages people to do that. And it also has been helpful for me to encourage me to do that as well.
Absolutely. I am so excited to talk to you guys. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk about not only the adult aging, creative aging programs, but also the intergenerational programs. And we'll be right back right after this.
Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.